here just blew in from his television show, and maybe we can ask him about what's going on with that weather today. Please welcome Al Roker, everybody.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Wow, it's nice to see all of you. Now, when you got up this morning, what did you look out the window? Yes. And what did you see? Was it a bright sunny day? No. No, it was a little rainy, right? So you immediately put on a short sleeve shirt and shorts and sandals, right? No. Oh, somebody said yes. Okay, very good. Wow. Well, hopefully spring is coming soon. But and here's my connection with you guys. I have a daughter who's in 4th grade. Yeah. Well, she doesn't think it's very cool that I have a daughter in 4th grade, because she gets annoyed with me all the time. But one of the stories that we read at night, and I also have a son who's in kindergarten. I also have a daughter who's in college, and I read this book to my daughter who's in college, and I've read this book to my 4th grader, and now I've read this book to my son who's in kindergarten, and it's called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, written by Judy Barrett and drawn by Ron Barrett. How many of you have read this book? Yeah. And you know what, it's also, to put in a little plug, it's going to be a movie coming up in September. And I get to play a part in the movie, so it's one of those CGI things. So you just hear my voice, you don't see me. They make me look much better. Okay, I've got hair, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so we're going to start. Across an ocean, over lots of huge bumpy mountains, across 3 hot deserts and 1 smaller ocean, there lay the tiny town of Chew and Swallow. In most ways, it was like many other tiny towns. It had a main street lined with stores, houses with trees and gardens, schoolhouse, about 300 people, and some assorted cats and dogs. But there were no food stores in the town of Chew and Swallow. They didn't need any. The sky supplied all the food they needed. The only thing different about Chew and Swallow was its weather. It came 3 times a day, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything that everyone ate came from the sky. Whatever the weather served, that's what they ate. But it never just snowed snow, and it never just blew wind. It rained things like soup and juice. It snowed mashed potatoes and green peas. And sometimes the wind blew in storms of hamburgers. The people could watch the weather report on television in the morning, and they would even hear a prediction for the next day's food. When the townspeople went outside, they carried their plates, cups, glasses, forks, spoons, knives, and napkins with them. This way they would be prepared for any kind of weather. Of course, if there were leftovers, and there usually were, people took them home and put them in the refrigerator in case they got hungry in between meals. The menu varied. By the time they woke up in the morning, breakfast was coming down. After a brief shower of orange juice, low clouds of sunny-side eggs moved in, followed by pieces of toast. Butter and jelly sprinkled, and most of the times, it rained milk afterwards. For lunch one day, hot dogs, already in their rolls, blew in from the northwest at about 5 miles an hour. Luckily, there were mustard clouds nearby. Then the wind shifted to the east and brought in baked beans. Of course, that created its own kind of wind. I just added that, that's not a drizzle of soda finished off the meal. Dinner one night consisted of lamb chops becoming heavy at times with occasional ketchup. Periods of peas and baked potatoes were followed by gradual clearing with a wonderful jello setting in the west. Life for the townspeople was delicious until the weather took a turn for the worse.